All right. So first of all, love the movie. Loved you guys in it. And I wanted to talk to you about just kind of musically, what was either your favorite or the most challenging part, or even both?
Hmm, Okay, I have a favorite. My favorite song to sing was definitely "Tell Her." I love that song. It's just beautiful. It's slow, It's a great song.
Mhm.
Um, and also I think my most challenging song would be "Tell Her."
Yeah. So so you kind of like the challenge then?
I love the challenge.
The
I
challenge.
laugh in the face of
Uh,
danger.
yeah, that's great. I know I was reading a little bit in the notes about how Brett's an athlete and you connect to him kind of in that way. Um, so I wanted to kind of think a little bit about, so you're doing all these dance numbers and he's a football player, and there's a lot of people who think that those two can't go together. I was wondering for you what that's like, how each one kind of feeds into the other.
Well, I am an athlete in real life. I play basketball, and I can sing and I can dance as well. So those two, they honestly being able to dance really helps your coordination, and
Mhm.
being an athlete really helps your dancing. So they kind of play off each other.
Yeah. Um, were you at all surprised with Brett being the popular sports hero with kind of two girls on either side of him and not being depicted as a bully? It seems like that's usually what happens, right? If you happen to be the popular sports guy with everybody after him,
uh,
there seems to be a certain characterization usually.
yeah, that is usually how it goes, but it's different. It's Brett. So um
What made you kind of want to be in this particular musical to begin with?
made me want to be in this musical. I am a big fan of 13 Musical now. I didn't really know what it was before I was introduced to the role, but as soon as I knew that I had an opportunity to be Brett, I really learned about it, and it's just a great storyline. I love it, I love it.
What specifically on the storyline would you say stuck with you the most?
Hmm. I would say I really love how Brett is. He's a very honorable guy. He made a mistake, and he really tried his best to own up to it and uh, redeem himself. So that really stuck with me.
Definitely. In terms of kind of going back to the musical and the singing and all of that, I know you're also a musician. Um, was there any point kind of collaboratively where you said, this works better for me, or did it just kind of streamline? They knew what would work.
Well, all the songs that Mr. Jason Robert Brown wrote, they're they're great. I really love them, and honestly, every song they just really clicked for me.
It was really quick. Um, and would you want to do another musical like this one again, or are you looking
Yes,
to do?
yes, 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 I do.
Yes. Are there any like particular favorite musicals that you'd love to be in on, or just whatever comes your way, you're good?
Whatever comes my way, I'm great with. Just as long as
Yeah.
it's, you know, uh, I don't know if there's anything. I don't know if there can be something that can top 13 Musical, but if there is, I would love to be a part of it.
Were you at all? How do I put this? Were you at all nervous about doing this? Kind of bringing all your different talents together in this way, or did it back to laughing in the face of danger?
Uh, I wouldn't say I was so much nervous. I would just say I was excited. Every day going on set. Uh, my first day, my last day, I was just excited throughout.
What was it like kind of day to day with something like this? The hours, the production, the
Uh,
rehearsal?
it was really fun.
Mm.
Everybody that I got to work with was amazing, all in their own way. And Miss Tamara Davis, she was great. She was just so collaborative with everybody, and it was just a pleasure to be on set.
When so choreography wise, was there anything working with Jamal Sims or any of those dance pieces that worked for you best, that you liked better, or that, you know, just easier to pick up?
Yes, Mr. Jamal is really great. He really wanted to make everybody's dance kind of specialized to them. He was also very collaborative. So he wanted to make sure everybody was comfortable with what they were doing, and that it had a piece of them. Every dance had a piece of who they were.
Is that kind of what created some of those little moments in the excuse me, the end credits where there were kind of a little bit of solos here and there? Did you guys have
Yeah,
any improv input into that, or was that just, hey, you over here do 700 pirouettes and you over here do a leap?
I didn't know that. I didn't know that was gonna be in the end of the movie, but I just saw everybody else doing them, and I was like, I want to go. It
Yeah.
was just another thing.
It really, I mean, for me watching it, it just looked like everybody had fun. Is that pretty much the baseline end of, working on this thing?
It's pretty simple. That's what it was. It was fun,
It was
fun.
fun. Um, if you were to have somebody that looks at the trailer for this or hears about it online and they're like, what is this? Why do I want to see it? What would you tell them?
13 the musical is a coming of age story that just goes through all the twists and turns of being a preteen and becoming a teenager. It's a very funny movie. It's a very fun movie to watch that you can watch with your family, and I'm just sure you'll enjoy it. You'll hear lots of fun songs, and it's gonna be great.
I like that. I'm going to use that. Um, so would you say it's pretty, I mean, it's, the teen movies in my day, first of all, always had a dance number even when they weren't a musical. But they were very different. Almost like all the kids were depicted as they only fit in a group, and some were really mean and some were really outcasts and nobody went together. So watching this, I noticed everybody did come together in the end. Is that more like the experience today, or are there still, cliques and things like that?
Uh, I honestly feel like everybody was kind of in one clique. Everybody just really got along very well, and there were really no problems. It was all positive.
Oh, that's good to know. Would you say it's a good representation of what it is like to grow up now?
Hmm. there was some moments in there that are a little bit crazy, like Lucy taking her best friend's boyfriend. That might be happening, but is highly unlikely. But
I
other than that, it was, yeah. I think it honestly does depict being 13.
I mean, aside from the breaking out in the song and dance constantly, I would assume.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, some people might, right? Especially if you're out for a walk or riding in a car with somebody. Um, what would you say that you definitely want to make sure people know about Brett above and beyond, any other kind of promotional stuff that's maybe out there?
Brett is, in my eyes, he's a very stand-up guy. He's the athlete, and he's popular and everybody knows him. But uh, he really tried to make up for his mistakes, and he really owned up to what he did to Kendra.
So overall, you'd say a really good message for coming from Brett specifically, and also the movie, is that if you make a mistake, you should own up to it and make sure that it's possible to do that.
Yes, if everybody's human. We all make mistakes. We all have our ups and downs, but it's really how you come back from your mistakes that makes you a better person.
I love that. Thank you very much for your time. They told us we had a little bit to wrap up. So unless you've got something else you want to make sure we know, I think we'll leave it there.
I would just say 13 Musical is coming out on August 12th, 2022. on Netflix, everywhere. So just make sure you watch it and you're gonna have a good time.
Thank you. Thank you very much.